Hey guys, and welcome back. So today I have a bit of a treat for you all, and that is NeuroVoider, which I noticed was on sale on the Nintendo eShop yesterday. So I looked into it a little more than I did when it initially came out, and from what I was reading and seeing, I was pretty much hooked immediately. I did a little more research and checked things out a little more, and was just totally on board. And so far, I am in love with this game so much, and I want to share a little bit with you guys and just talk about it as I play. So yeah, let's get right into it. The reason I'm starting on this menu is because when the download starts, that's what I saw first thing, and I was just blown away by those gorgeous colors, and it's just a solid image. So yeah, let's get right into this. Now, one thing I'll say is everything is so hyper fast. Like, you can take your time getting into it, but you can literally just button mash your way into a level. The loading times are ridiculously fast, like if they even exist. Like, sometimes you're just clicking and boom, you're into the game just like that. It's just amazing. So that's one huge thing that I'm just really into. Okay, so essentially, the first time you play, you go through this like little scene where you're this brain that breaks out of this tank of liquid, and you talk to this robot, and he's like, "Oh, check out one of those three robots. There's like the Dash ones, the Rampage, and the Fortress." So essentially, the Dash are fast guys that zip around. You can actually dash, so they're faster. Can't take as much of a beating, but you have more maneuverability. Rampage is kind of the in-between. I've pretty much exclusively played Rampage, and I'm loving it so much. Oh, it's just so good. So you can take a bit more of a beating, you're a little slower, but whatever. And then Fortress is pretty much the robot that's just slow, but you have shield capabilities, like you're just a big ass tank, essentially. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm sure I will get into the others at some point, but so anyway, you are this brain, you break out of the tank, you hop into whatever class, either Dash, Rampage, or Fortress, that you want to play as, and then you essentially start going through levels, laying waste to robots and going up against these massive bosses and whatnot. So that's more or less the premise. Let's just start off and I'll... Okay, so here's something that's really sweet too. You have 27 different skills to choose from. So no matter which class you are, you can scroll through all these and choose whichever you want to do. So what I've been doing quite a bit of lately is using this restore 1/3 of your HP. So when you build up enough to afford using this skill, then it really comes in handy. There are so many times already where I've been playing and just having that extra energy boost when you're low or before a boss or whatever, like it can make a huge difference. But there are a lot of really awesome skills, like time stretcher, slow things down. So it's just really unique. Like right from the get-go, you got so much customization. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go like this. Okay, here's another really awesome feature that I love about this game. Like, I am just so in love with this game, you guys. Okay, so things are procedurally generated. That being said, it gives you an option of what place you want to do as your first level. So you have the sub or graveyard or station. There are other ones, but these are the three that are available to us right now. So this tells us the size of the map. So this is obviously the biggest, the smallest, and this one is in between. The number of elites per level. So those are like bigger, more dangerous robots. And then the amount of loot per map. So we can see this is the biggest one, has only a single elite, or the smallest amount, and the most loot out of these ones. So I really, really love this because let's say you've just beaten a level or whatever, and you're in a pretty poor state, and you want to play it safe. You might be like, oh, well, okay, this one only has one elite. It's a bigger map, but plenty of loot, so maybe I can get my game up if I go here. Whereas if you're like sitting really cozy, you might be like, oh, well, I want to go up against a whole bunch of elites, even though it's a smaller map and there isn't as much loot. Like, it just makes for some really nice playing. Like just the option there, like you can really work with your situation, and I think that's really, really cool. So for now, I think we're just going to go here and get right into the game. Okay, so here we go. And I'm going to keep track of... Okay, sometimes you get stunned if you're like by those, if you blow them up yourself, or if they end up blowing them up. Okay, so essentially you have your two weapons, one on either side, your legs. We'll get into the breakdown of what your robot is and like what you can all do after the first level. But for now, I'm just gonna kind of like move around, show a few things. So you shoot with your triggers. I'm just gonna heal. You can do individually, like one side, like that's my shotgun type thing, or I have that one. You can see my energy bar, so when I'm shooting it shows how much is used. It does recharge. I like the fact that you have infinite ammo in this game. It's just a matter of if you go out completely, you'll hear that like steam sound, and that means you're out and you won't be able to shoot until you recharge. So you can either just like shoot a little bit and never let it go out, or you can just go nuts and then you deal with the consequence of recharging. Which is like I just like the way they have that set up instead of requiring ammo. Okay, so one thing I will say that I'm really impressed with is that they have exactly 8,736 unique enemies in this game. Like, chances are you're not going to see all of them unless you play this for a lifetime. But I just think it's sweet that they included that many foes. Okay, this is something else I want to okay, so first I'll mention what we just blew up was the reactor. So you see at the top there, we only required to destroy one of those before we can move on. We don't have to move on right away, we can continue exploring. The only thing that I really want to do now is blow up this chest, which is a sweet design. They have normal sized ones and then these wide ones, which just look so cool to me. So whenever you've decided that you're finished, you can literally just hold down X and boom, teleport. So intermission, this is where we get into the deeper customization, and I love this so much. This is so cool. So if you need to repair, you can do that here. You can equip stuff that you got in this level, or things you've accumulated from the start of the game if you haven't used it yet. So at the very bottom you'll see the 777. That is what you use to buy things. So let's just go into here. So you have 3 modules and then 2 arm weapons, left and right, of course. So we're going to check, this is what we have on. This is for Fortress. You can switch your class during the game. I like to just do like straight through with one class. That's what I've been really enjoying. So what I do normally is I will just scrap, because you get essentially scrap is the currency. So you get fundage by just selling off or scrapping the things you're not using or you don't want to keep. So they have a compare system, which is really cool, so you can quickly compare things. I think I'm just going to go with that right away because it's superior, and then I'm just going to get rid of this. Normally I whiz through this whole stuff, this whole section of doing this, but I want to explain it in a little more depth, so normally it would not take nearly as long to go through all of this stuff, but it is what it is. Okay, so I will scrap that, I'll scrap that, keep that. Okay, so yeah, you can get some pretty big weapons. One thing that I really like too is that you can just have a test of what the weapon does, and you can actually watch the energy consumption as well to know what you're committing to, what it's going to be like when you start playing. So I think that's really sweet. Like, you got your melee, you got bigger weapons, all sorts of different things, and I think that's just really, really cool. So for now, I actually don't want any of this stuff. Well, maybe I'll just for the sake of keeping this shorter, I will just not do what I normally do, and I'll just get right back into the action. Okay, so yeah, when you're done, you just hold down Y, and yeah, you load up this next selection. So I think what I will do is go to the graveyard. And we are into the game. It's a big guy. They're a lot of fun to go up against. So here's one of the smaller chests. So what I want to also get into are the controls, obviously, and the gameplay. The controls are very, very intuitive. You can literally just pick this up and play. There isn't much in the way of figuring out or getting confused with any of that stuff. Like, it's just very easy to just jump into, and I like that a lot. It just makes for a more fluid gaming experience. Speaking of fluid, the controls. Okay, there. See, I died. Wasn't really paying attention there, but whatever. Let's just quick start, get back into it. I want to be this guy again. Yeah, so the controls are fluid and really responsive. Let's do this one, Furnace. Aiming is accurate. The difficulty is balanced. I'd say if you're not staying on top of upgrading after every level, or like, yeah, like if you can upgrade from one set of components to like another, or like just swap out whatever you don't want to use. On top of that, you can boost the stats of whatever you want to put your fundage towards to. So I like that too. So if you're staying on top of that, you'll have a much higher chance of surviving longer in this game and just getting stronger and stronger. And I like that level up upgrade system that they've implemented here. So in that sense, like, you can stay on top of things in terms of like how difficult it gets. If you're not upgrading much, you will likely just suddenly get to a part where your weapons are no longer cutting it. I've had that happen a few times where I just like jumped in this level, and then like you just get sprayed either by swarms of guys, or sometimes a super elite, or like, yeah, one of the big guys. They will just come and boom, seconds later you are toast, and you didn't even have time to think about what to do. So it's important to do as much of the upgrading and just getting strong as you can with what you've got. And I like the resource management aspect to this game. It just keeps things really interesting. It keeps things engaging for me, and I think that's really important. Like, the fact that you can literally have one type of guy one level and then another robot the next, or just totally different weapons, totally different legs, or like a hover pad. Like it really depends on what you want to be doing. If you test out one level, it's not like you're... If you test out one level with a gun and you don't like it, big deal. You can swap it out next time. You just have to make it through that level, and then you will be able to switch things up again. So the commitments are not set in stone. There is so much flexibility. I love how versatile they've set this game up to be. Like, it's just so good. Okay, I think I'm just gonna heal, and then we are just gonna skip. Oh, maybe I'll just take that guy out. We're just gonna skip to the next section. So yeah, in terms of the UI, I feel everything is laid out really nicely. The menus are interactive. Like, it keeps, like I said, like I just feel engaged. Like everything is just kept interesting along the way. Okay, so let's just get rid of that. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Okay. Don't mind my... Get rid of that, okay. See, there's like a... See, that's what we started with. HP is 19 from this item alone. And simply going to that boosts us up to 25. So, like, that's pretty sweet. I'm gonna go there. I think I'll just leave the weapons for now. What I will show you is like how you boost. So essentially you have 5 slots. So the first one boosts the damage by 24 for the cost of 518 scrap. So if we did that, which I'll just do for the sake of showing you what happens, then the next time you can do another plus 36 for 777. And so obviously selling weapons and the modules you're not using is where you rack up huge funds for doing this, because sometimes going up against a boss with just like the base weapon is like, you can pull it off, but it's not going to cut it nearly. Like, sometimes it's the difference between a boss taking a few minutes, or I had one run last night, I think it was, where I took out the first boss in like 30 seconds or something, just because I had a solid run and everything was just really pumped up to the max that it could be with what I had anyway. So that's really cool. Anyway, let's just get back to playing. We are ready to go. Okay, let's do this. The lab. So when you die, see, it says there your nemesis awaits. So even though there's permadeath in this game, a really cool feature that, again, I love, I think it's so great, is when you die, there will be what is a special robot that's called the Nemesis, and it essentially has everything that you... Holy shit. I haven't seen that guy before, I don't think. Okay, so yeah, like when your nemesis, like when you die, the nemesis shows up, and he essentially has the components that made up your robot that died. So if you had, let's say, guns that you really liked, and you had 3 awesome modules that made up your robot, he will have all of those things, which he will drop once you defeat him. So he's somewhere in here. Sometimes you won't want to go back to those awesome items. Okay, there he is. But other times you'll be like, man, I was doing so well with that stuff, and here's an opportunity to get all of that back. And I think that's just really sweet that they included that function. So here's a reactor. 1 of 2 that we want to destroy. I like how quick the map, you just boom. Yeah, there's a lot I want to be saying, so I trust you guys won't mind if I jump back and forth a little bit. Anyway, that was actually 2 out of 2, so we will just continue onward. what else do I want to do here? I think... Okay, I think we'll just... Okay, wait a minute. I think we'll stick with... okay. Boom. So again, just like tons of different things. When you sell about all your stuff, like I typically do, then obviously you're not going to have as much to choose from. But literally every single level, you come across so much stuff. Every time you see one of those little squares with an emblem, that's like a new either module piece or a weapon. So there is a lot of stuff. You could literally just sell everything down to the bare bones, and by the time you are finished the next level and back, you will have a whole slew of things to choose from. Okay, so these bonus type levels pop up from time to time. The metaverse, where you get a big bonus, and I'm going to show you that because they're pretty sweet. Okay. And when it says swarm, they are not kidding. I did one of these last night, oh my god, where there were literally, like, there had to have been hundreds of guys. Like, I had never seen so many enemies in a twin sticks shooting type game before. It was crazy. Now obviously you can take your time and just go step by step and whatever, but I like the fact that the whole map is always wide open for you to just race through if you want. So that's really cool. It's not like you have to complete something to then unlock and gain access to the next part of the level or the stage. Like, you can just literally go wherever you want right away. And so that's cool. You can just get a ton of guys coming after you, and it can be pretty heated, but it's just a lot of fun. Okay, grab that where we want to go. Okay, we want to go down. That's just doing the right-sided weapon, and then, oh my god, really want to heal soon. There we go. It's a little bit anyway. This game can get so intense, and you can just be done so quick. It's crazy. Really want to watch your health and just, like, I'm not being the most cautious. Like, just earlier today, I think I got 70% through the game, just by taking my time, like doing all the optimum like purchases and upgrades and all that stuff that I possibly could. So, but like right now I'm just literally blitzing, not being too concerned with how well I do. Okay. Now you'll notice, like, it seems like it's a lot of like, oh, go forward and then just retreat backwards as you're firing. Not every level is like that. Sometimes these ones just end up being like that based on the weapons the enemies have in any given level, or just the layout of the level. In the Swarm metaverse style ones that we're doing here, it's a little more common because the whole point is the swarming of enemies your way. Oh my god. So like it's not always like a step forward, 2 steps back style. Okay. How about I show you the dash just for kicks? Another thing I like is you can save anywhere, any part of, and let's do a different, let's save, yeah, let's just do this one. Let's go, yeah, we'll just, yeah, we'll go here just for fun. I think it's sweet that you can literally just be in the middle of a level in the heat of battle and you can just save, and that's super, super convenient. So you have your dash like that. It uses up your energy, and then I just think that's so cool. Zipping around. And that's the slow-mo. Pretty cool. Okay. As you can see, the guys just keep coming. There is no shortage in that regard. Really didn't need to do that. Now, the enemies are... It's not that they're weak, like, they can do considerable damage to you, especially in numbers. But like for the most part, 1 or 2 shots take out the small guys, so you can lay waste to guys pretty quick. That's not really. It's not like you're constantly like standing there shooting and no one's dying. Like they drop pretty quickly. I think that's really cool because the game's more based on like swarms of guys, or like not so much swarms, but just like a swarm level is different than what I mean by swarm in this sense. Like you have clusters after clusters, but it's at the same time it's different than the actuals like metaverse where you actually deal with bigger swarms. Anyway. Oh my god. So you don't often see health drop, so when it does, you want to snatch that up quick. So far, it's the only item I've noticed to vanish after like 5 seconds or whatever it is. So yeah, I always take advantage of that, especially in boss fights. Oh my god. Okay, I think what I wouldn't mind doing is actually... Yeah, whatever, let's just get right into it again. Okay, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on my list of things I want to go, so just bear with me as if it seems like I'm not doing something, it's probably because I'm just looking at my sheet here. Well, yeah, another thing I like is the fact that you have that enemy indicator, exclamation mark. So you know exactly where an enemy is going to be showing up as soon as you just like move a little higher or whatever. Because sometimes like when you get into the later levels and you're going up, oh my god. Oh, I'm so close to dying. Oh my god. Give me that health. What was I even saying? That can happen when you're getting so focused on these guys. Oh yeah, it can just make a big difference when you have advanced enemies you're going up against and maybe they have longer ranged weapons and they're starting to shoot your way. You can just keep your distance but know where a guy is going to be. That can be really, really handy. Okay, let's pull up that chest. So yeah, like just tons of items, like no shortage, you guys. It's just crazy. Everything about this game is just seems quick and easy. I love it. Oh my god, we want all of that. Oh, brutal. Game over. Okay, one more time, and we're just gonna do a Rampager again, because I love those guys. And I'm gonna go with the health again, just because it's a major bonus. Okay, yeah, another thing I would like to mention, I don't think we've seen them yet since I've been showing you this, but there are like dash style enemies, so they pretty much use melee, like sword, like laser sword swipes, and because they're the dash class, if you're anything other than that and you haven't boosted your speed to some degree, then that can be pretty crazy because they automatically move faster than you. And I've had a number of times already where like I'm literally just backing up from them while recharging, and they're swiping away at you, and it is pretty crazy. Like, it's just pretty intense. I think I'll heal. So depending on what class you're playing as, there are unique challenges presented to you based on the class that any given enemy is and how that relates or will interact with what you're playing as. So there's just a lot of different things that you can be faced with in this game, and I think it's just so cool. Oh my god, dude. Okay. Oh yeah, and of course, like, there, I haven't shown that, so you can see what your controls do, your time, whatnot. So just, yeah, a lot of coolness. Okay, on to the next one. Let's just do 38. Nothing else here is really sell all this. Core 4672. Okay, I think we're just gonna go with this one. Sell off the rest. Transport, let's see what we can boost ourselves to. Fortress. Okay, nothing else at the moment. Okay, whatever. This is a wicked one. I had this in a run I did just before I started recording. That was actually the run where I got, yeah, 3/4 of the way through the game. And yeah, I got to the third boss actually, and that's when I bit the bullet. But yeah, this is just such an amazing. And that, oh, so good. Like, you just got so, like, missiles going every direction. You've got some water-based, lightning-based, you have, like, beams, just a whole slew of things, like grenade-type launcher, like energy weapons, just flamethrower style. Just, yeah, it's always different, it's always fun, always exciting. Okay, what else? Yeah, let's like just get to a boss already. Actually, let's just upgrade this. Oh, it's maxed, okay. Interesting. Oh, I wonder if it carries over, because I had that maxed last, like before, like the 70% run I did, and this seems to be maxed out already, which is interesting, because that means that all funds you invest, you may not require doing that ever again. That's interesting. I'm gonna keep tabs on that to see if that's actually accurate or not. Yeah, let's do this one. Another thing which I think is amazing. Yeah, okay, so here we're gonna definitely see the little swiping guys, and some of the bigger ones perhaps as well. Like, you do not want to be stuck out of ammo when these guys are like right up against you, because they will just be slashing like nuts. Okay, but yeah, this game has 4-player co-op, and I think that is totally awesome. With how much fun and how incredible this game is in like just for 1 player, I'm so pumped to play 2 to 4 people. I think that would be amazing, especially co-op, just blasting through hordes of robots. How could you not want to get in on that? I love just spraying crowds of these guys, and I realize I'm dangerously low on health, so that helps a little bit. Like, some of these guys are just huge, and it's so cool. This game has so much going for it. Oh my god. Like, I am just in love with this game so much. Okay, what else? I'm just thinking if there's anything major that I haven't covered that I wanted to. Oh, okay, there we go. That's that. Let's go on to the next level. Let's like upgrade this one because it isn't the greatest. Then again, it's fairly balanced with the fact that this one uses as much energy as it's going to the way I'm currently playing, so I think we'll just leave it for now. But we will see if we can boost. That's definitely superior. Let's check our cores. Get rid of that. Those 2. Actually, let's just boost this guy. So that gives us +4 energy. Sure, why not? And let's see what it does. So the next time up, you get +20 HP, +5 to the energy. So that's pretty sweet. And again, yeah. I love this system that they have put into place. Like, it's just so enthralling for me anyway. I just love it so much. Let's, yeah, just continue. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the graveyard. If there is anything I have forgotten to mention, I'm sure I will eventually express that, perhaps in the comments. But I think for the most part I've mentioned the bulk of what I wanted to mention, so I think for now I'm just gonna play. Oh man, how could I forget the music? Oh my god. So, a guy by the name of Dan Terminus, I've never heard of him before. Perhaps I've heard his music in other games, or maybe not, but it's just so fitting. Like, typically, like, I have a huge appreciation for music in games, especially when it's done well and it really fits the setting or whatever the case is, and it's so perfect in this game. Like, for me anyway, I'm filled with a sense of determination and just this drive to make it through the levels. Like, it's just, like, I have a few songs that I really enjoy in particular. But for the most part, like, it's just a solid soundtrack. Those missiles are very, very dangerous. So yeah, he did a stellar job with the tunes in this game. And I think it just adds so much when you have great music and a great game that you just feel motivated and yeah, just a big sense of determination. It just goes a long way and just adds so much to the game experience. Okay, straight down. Now, it's not always the wisest to be using both weapons at once, like I pretty much do all the time. However, I just enjoy doing that because it's a lot of fun. Okay, let's get that. Sometimes chests have nothing, other times they'll have like a single item. Sometimes I think I've seen for the wide chests, the max item, the max amount that comes out I've seen so far is 3. It could be more, who knows, but that's just what I've observed so far. So you definitely have a chance of coming across some solid stuff. There's no question about it. Okay, I think I want, so we got that on. I think I want this one though. Saw that. Okay, let's see what core action we got now. Okay, so yeah, we'll just keep this because we've been boosting it anyway, so we'll boost it again. And actually, yeah, we'll just sell the rest of this stuff off. Let's just go down here. So like, yeah, when you get into a game where you're having really solid run, like, there's no reason to be shy when it comes to just selling everything else and just focusing on the stuff that is like really primo, because it's all good. Yeah, I'm really actually loving. Yeah, let's do that. And let's see about boosting, actually. I like when you boost the like movement module, because you get like speed boosts and stuff eventually, and I think that's just great. Nice. That makes a huge difference later on. Okay, another thing I'll mention, not that it's for the metaverse this time around, but something that just came to mind is sometimes the metaverse bonus levels will have a self-destruct time limit. So you go into the level and you have maybe 3 minutes, if that, to find the reactor and destroy it. I've only done those a couple times, and so far I have not been successful. Oh my god. Oh, like, seriously, the range these guys have is deadly. Sometimes it's not the wisest coming into levels like this when you can just opt for a normal one, because literally in no time you can just be done. I'm not even kidding. It gets so crazy. Especially if you are hit by those things directly. Oh my god. So I get that not everyone is going to be into this type of game. This style is fairly new to me still, to be honest, but for those who like twin stick shooters, for those who like customization and just things switching up constantly, this game is so good. Like, I am not going to be able to stress that enough. Like this, oh my god, you guys just, yeah, if you have the means to sample this game, please do. It is so much fun. There's the reactor. Let's just take that guy out and grab these things first. Well, that's it anyway. Okay, so that went fairly well. Wait a minute. I always like to heal before, just in case. Okay, so let's just take a look. Sell that, sell that. We are going up against the boss, I believe. So, I wouldn't mind boosting things a little bit. Okay. Okay, let's just sell a bunch of this. That's perfect. Yeah, I'm so content right now with that stuff. Like, the further you get in the game, like, you're not gonna want the starting shotgun, that's for sure. Like, in the other run I was saying, the 70% one, like, pretty much any weapon that had damage under 800, I was just scrapping. Like, it's just not even worth using. So the fact that this is 134, like, yeah, normally I wouldn't be using that at all, but I'm just gonna continue because it's cool for now anyway, for the purposes of this video anyway. Nice, little speed boost. Yep, we are going up against the boss. Oh my god, okay, now's our chance. After you hit the weak point, it'll just have this section highlighted where you just essentially blast it. And you can kill these guys for an opportunity to get some health. There's no guarantee, but sometimes it makes a big difference. My god. And the weak point will change mid-battle, so sometimes it'll be, oh my god, I want some health. Oh my god, seriously, dude. Okay, there's a bit. There's a bit. And we're back into it. So now it's on this side. So we go over. So as you can see, like, it's just chaos everywhere. And I really want to heal because I'm so close to being toast. Oh my god, health, 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 yes! But yeah, it's just really nail-biting action. Okay, now's your chance. We're so close, you guys. Get that health. Take that guy out. Oh my god. We're so close to dying. Oh my god. I want that health. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, that's it. We are done. Normally I'd get past the first boss, but not that time. Okay. Anyway, I think that's a great place to leave off for now. We've covered a lot of ground. Like I said, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to mention. Just the customization capabilities in this game are through the roof. Like, you just have a boatload of different combinations you can be doing, and it just makes for such a refreshing experience every time you play. Like, I'm stoked to just constantly do another match again and again. It's just so good. So overall, like, gorgeous looking game. Everything feels and looks great. The soundtrack is amazing. They have a lot of really awesome ideas that I think just really make this game shine. And yeah, if there's anything else I've forgotten to mention, then I will certainly mention that in the comments, or perhaps if discussions start, then that's another opportunity to get into some of this stuff. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, you guys, and stay tuned for more. See ya.